Thanks for tuning in. This is Emilio DiSpirito, and we're here today with Tom Lopatosky with Lopco Contracting, and we're talking about preventative maintenance for exterior premature paint failures. Tom,
Yes, sir.
Tom, welcome back to well, you were on earlier in the show, but welcome back again.
Not a problem. Thank you. All right. So what we'd like to talk, as you mentioned, about is the preventative maintenance for exterior premature paint failures. And there are a number of things that any homeowner can do as they're getting the house ready to be worked on, or just to prevent premature paint failures in general. And I'd like to get into a few of those with you, as you mentioned. One is just to check the overall functionality of a gutter system that's on the home. A lot of times in the joints in the gutter system, where the corners come together, where there's any seams come together, you can develop leaks over a period of time, Emilio. And the way that you kind of approach this from a maintenance perspective is you check it, you run a hose or water through it every so often. If you see any leaks, there's certain sealants out there that you could put within the gutter system to stop the leaks from happening. And why you want to do that is that if any wood that's behind the gutter system starts getting exposed to moisture at a prolonged period of time, it can eventually rot out. And in the first segment, we reviewed why it's not good to have rotting wood on the house there.
Yes. Yep.
So that's a key little tip right there to not only guard against premature paint failure, but also from wood rot in general.
And that's a great tip. If you missed that first segment, go to theroundtableradio.com, check out a video section. You're going to see that whole segment, but you're going to get to see Tom's wonderful face on the video.
Hey.
Right?
Another thing that you could do, Emilio, is, as we talked about also in the first segment with the mildew that is often found on the outside of the house, again, that black speckly stuff, and we could talk about mold as well, is you want to wash the house every so often to get rid of that, because if that's on top of your paint coating, it tends to eat away at it, and it's going to just shorten the time span that you're going to need in between paint jobs. So
what do you
want
wash
really clean
the house with?
Again, you can wash it with diluted bleach or chlorine solution.
Not a power washer, because then
you can. Yeah, actually, that's a great question, because a lot of times people have the same reaction that you just had. And we do actually wash it with a power washer, but it's a chemical rinse down process. It's at the lightest setting. If no paint chips or anything like that falls off the house when it rains, nothing's going to fall off during the washing process if it's done correctly. It's a very light wash.
Okay, so you're not firing it off with the heavy PSI.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a picture of paint chips flying everywhere.
It'd be like snow and paint chips in somebody's neighborhood there. You don't want to do that.
Kids eating the paint chips on the.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a no, Emilio. Yeah, correct. So I'm glad you brought that up. It's a light rinse down, chemical wash with a diluted bleach or chlorine solution, or an environmentally guided product that you can pick up at any local hardware or home improvement store.
Great.
Another thing that we could do is, as again we mentioned in the previous segment, you got to check your joints and your gaps everywhere around the house for any area that water can kind of get behind and start kind of like a trickle down effect where it gets behind the wood, and then the sun heats it up, and as it evaporates, it pulls the paint out. You could cut that right off at the head if you make sure that those gaps and joints are filled, caulked, sealed, etc. Before water can even get in there in the first place. Also, when you go, I'd say the biggest thing you could possibly do is when you go to paint the house to begin with, you got to make sure that the prep work is done as thoroughly as possible when you're going to paint the house. If the prep work's not done the right way from the very beginning, the foundation of your paint job is going to be totally off kilter, and you're not going to get anywhere near the life of that paint job that you could really, really expect from it if it's done the right way.
So if you want to reach Tom and his company, Tom, what's the best way that they can reach out to you?
The easiest way, Emilio, is to give us a call at 1-800-PAINTING. That's 1-800-PAINTING.
Great number, 1-800-PAINTING. How can you forget that?
Hopefully not.
1-800-PAINTING. That's awesome. All right, Tom Lopatosky with Lopco Painting. With Lopco Contracting, so much more than just painting. Thanks for joining us, and we like to we can't wait for you to come back on the show again.
Thank you, Emilio.
You're very welcome.
Great being here.
Thank you.